Somehow, it's Friday again. It's been a minute since we've done a proper fresh find, so I picked some of my favorite things from the last couple of weeks, and we're gonna go through and check out a bunch of new gear that we got. This is a great way to start. Rickenbacker 325. Super, super cool. You got 3 pickups, you got a Bigsby, and it's a short scale length too, which is really cool. What's not to love here? This is a really fun guitar, and this is actually the first one of these that we've ever had. We've had a few different Rickenbackers, but we haven't had this model before, and it's a treat. All right. Brown case, you probably know what this will be. Gibson Les Paul. This one is a traditional Pro 5, and this has like the satin finish on it. These are cool because these wear really, really quickly, so you're gonna get a relics look after just like a handful of gigs. This one, unfortunately, is not mint. It's got some normal wear, but actually in initial shipping, way before it came to us, there's a little crack on the headstock, unfortunately. It was professionally repaired and has been great ever since. I got this from a good friend of ours, and plays really great, sounds really great, and because of that repaired crack, it's actually like a ton of Les Paul for the money. It's kind of running in the same price range as like a newer Les Paul Special, but you're getting a traditional. Very cool piece. It somehow took until our third pick to find something made in Japan, but here we go. This is a Yamaha SG 1000. Really, really great guitar. Nice dark ebony board. It sounds great. This thing's just a lot of fun. I want to say it's a 1980 we figured out. I don't remember exactly, so if it's not a 1980, then don't roast me. But yeah, it's like late 70s, early 80s, somewhere in there. So it's proper vintage. So here we have another Fender custom baritone Telecaster in a very vibrant case. Now this one's in midnight blue, which is a fairly uncommon color. So when I had the opportunity to get that guitar, it just felt right to convert it into a baritone. Fender noiseless pickups in it, which sound really, really great. So you can get some nice single coil tones without dealing with the 60 cycle hum. So a little bit of vintage, a little bit of modern vibes, kind of all packed in here. This is definitely one of my favorite ones I've put together, and I'm sure somebody will make some awesome music with it. Gibson case, but you never know what's actually going to be inside. Here we have a really, really nice Greco with a really cool flame top, and it's nice and light too, so this one's a winner. And it's got a belly carve, which you like don't see, so that's pretty cool. Don't think these are the original knobs, so this one's definitely not all original or anything, but really cool player. So this one actually has a super cool story to it. A few weeks ago, I'm at a Guitar Center store, and I see that they're trying to buy in this guitar, and I knew it was something I really wanted, but obviously I'm not gonna go like get involved in their deal or anything. It's their store at the end of the day. I ended up running into the guy in the parking lot and said, hey, what's up with the guitar? What are you doing? And he told me Guitar Center passed, and if you want to take a look, then check it out. Opened up the case, and I was very excited. So here we have a 1966 Fender Mustang that has been refinished in black. You can actually see here that the Fender logo has completely worn off. The pickup covers have completely like disintegrated on top. The rest of them still there, but that actually is the original pickups. Took this thing back to the shop. I wasn't sure exactly what I was looking at, so I could rip it apart. I was really happy with what I found. The neck dates to December 1965, and then the pickups dates actually February 4th, 1966, which is my birthday, many years after 1966. Body also dates to early 66. Obviously everything checks out here, everything matches up. And what I thought was really interesting is actually Guitar Center passed on this because the neck was December 65 and then the rest was early 66. You know about like Fender production of that time, that makes perfect sense. Sometimes it would be months before the neck actually got put onto a body or vice versa. Obviously this is a very player's grade vintage instrument. It's not the first choice for a collector or anything, but I kind of love stuff like this because this is something that you're gonna buy and you're gonna take out on the road and enjoy. I hope that somebody does that with this one. So here's one I had never seen until I came across this one. This is a PRS Swamp Ash Special, which on its own is a really, really cool guitar. But what's special about this one is that it has this beautiful flame maple neck, which is really, really great. So when I first saw this, I assumed they all must have this flame maple, but no, this is actually a, it's obviously not exclusive to this one, but it is only like a handful of them, I guess, have this neck. So this is a bit more desirable because of that, which is really cool. Great player too, and I mean, you've got 3 humbuckers. What can't you do with it? That is like actually a little mini humbucker. So this is cool. I think my favorite part of this is this Green Day warning sticker on the case. And I would have to guess this is actually from around 2000. So definitely bonus points for that. Usually, like, if we get stuff with stickers, we'll take them off. But these stickers are all pretty cool, so we're actually gonna leave all these on there. Here we have a wonderful Les Paul. And this is actually an Epiphone. This is a Japan domestic market Epiphone Les Paul standard. Absolutely gorgeous top on here. Really nice rosewood fretboard. There is a reason that people go as crazy as they do for these. We are fortunate enough to get a lot of Japan-made Les Paul and Les Paul style guitars, and this is one of my favorites in quite a while. Hey, it says Gibson on it, so if that's what you need, then there you go. Very, very grateful for this one. This is a really, really choice piece. So this is actually a pretty uncommon guitar. 2014 limited edition Desert Sand Fender Stratocaster. And this is a classic player. It's like a 50s reissue with a nitro lacquer finish, which is really, really cool. This guitar is actually made in Mexico, even though it shares a lot of specs with the typical like American vintage reissue. These are really interesting because I actually have the price list from this year. I actually got the book when I got this guitar. And at the time that an American standard was about $1,300, this guitar made in Mexico was $1,400. So this was maybe not a guitar that a lot of people were going to be buying, but this is an exceptional guitar. And I can comfortably say it blows away a lot of American Fenders. So, you know, you definitely get what you pay for. And some of those really high-end Mexican guitars that sometimes get glossed over due to the price are really, really special. And I think this is a great example of that. Finish has some normal wear, as you can see there, as you would expect for a nitro finish. But this thing is aging beautifully. Really cool 60th anniversary neck plate there. This is just a really fun Strat, and no matter where it's made, this is seriously one of my favorite Strats we've had in a while. Always really cool to end up with stuff like this.
Is the pickguard stock?
Oh, this is all stock. If I remember correctly, there's paperwork. I mean, you got the tremolo arm. It's even got the original case candy with it, still in the bag. These are uncommon on their own, but to find one kind of in this package is really special to me. So very grateful to find this. Here we have a 1966 reissue Fender Jazzmaster. Lovely rosewood board. These are always really, really cool when we get them in, and this one is definitely no exception. Plays great. It's in pretty nice shape too. No crazy wear or anything like that. You know, it's been played a little bit, some scratches and stuff, but really cool. Jazzmaster definitely gets my seal of approval. Got a couple of vintage Fender amps here. These are dating to both between 1960 and 1961. I'm thinking 61 based on specs, though serial's putting that at 1960 on that Vibrolux, and then 61 on that Pro amp. But I'm thinking they're both 61. This one is very original and in really nice shape for its age. It sounds absolutely incredible. I will say, I'm trying to figure out if this is the original speaker or not, so if you know, please put it in the comments. It has this JBL, which I've shown a few different people, and they've mentioned that this was an option at a time, but I can't find that it was ever an option in 61 or 1960 or even 62. So I'm still trying to clear that up. It does have a 3-prong cord, so it is at least been serviced in that respect. I think this had a cap job too. And then you have this Pro amp that is a lot less original. I actually think this is probably a not just reproduction Total X, but a reproduction cab here. And they took basically the chassis and just threw it into something a little more modern. But this is really cool. And if that is the case, they definitely took all the right components and everything from the legs to these to the handle, all that stuff, and definitely put it into a newer cab. This thing also sounds absolutely incredible. It's a really, really cool find. So you have something pretty neat, unique. We have a Teisco lap steel. I think we figured out this is somewhere around 1960s. Something I'd never seen before, but really cool piece nonetheless, and it sounds awesome. Time to get into some gig bags here. This one's right up my alley. This is a 71 reissue Telecaster, not a 72 reissue like you normally see, but this is actually a 1971 reissue Tele in this old candy apple red, which it's a little brighter than a wine red, but a little bit darker than your typical candy apple. So it's in a really, really nice sweet spot for a deep red. Plays awesome. Maple board is super snappy and feels really great. This is the kind of thing I would love to take out with me, as it just checks all the boxes for me. Here we have one that I can't play. A very beat up Fender American Standard Telecaster. Left-handed, of course. They put Seymour Duck and Humbucker in there, so that's pretty cool. But this one is like really beat up. It's definitely been through some shows. We love that. So again, not a collector guitar at all. I mean, look at that. That's worn in. But definitely a great player. For how much this guitar has like chips and everything like that, the frets are actually still in pretty nice shape. I don't even really think this needs like a level and crown or anything, so it wouldn't surprise me if in the somewhat recent history of this guitar there was some sort of fretwork going on, because it feels great. Always cool to find stuff where it's like really beat up and worn in, but functionally it's perfect, and this is definitely one of those examples. Here we have something super new from Gibson. This is a Les Paul Special, but with humbuckers. Pretty cool. This is from their Tribute series. Feels really great. This is very similar to actually the first like proper Gibson guitar I ever had, was a Gibson SG Special in this same worn cherry finish. So anytime I get anything in this finish, I always think of that guitar. And plays great, sounds great, super bare bones guitar, gets the job done, and it's a nice proper US Gibson for not a ton of money, which is always great. The neck has been very played and worn in, which I think is cool. So these finishes are like super thin, so this probably happened from only like a handful of shows. If you buy this and take it out and play it, it's just gonna keep wearing in more and more, which will give you a really cool relic to look if that's something you're into. So this mono gig bag could be its own fresh find, as these bags are awesome. And they are definitely not cheap, but they are some of the best bags to fly with. It's great for carry-on, protect your guitar very well. Inside of here is the actual treat, which is a Fender American Performer Stratocaster, HSS. Nice sunburst finish, nice rosewood board. Really cool Strat. It's an awesome shape too. It literally still has like the plastic on the pick guard. This one has not received much playtime, so it's definitely time to get this to somebody who can enjoy it. Really cool, really clean. I mean, it's got stickers still. It's pretty fresh. But yeah, this one does include this gig bag, which is a huge value there, because these on their own are pretty expensive. Win all around. One last guitar. I actually don't remember which this is.
Hey, quiet on the set.
Don't make me laugh.
I'm gonna finish out here with this Ibanez PGM. Really cool guitar. Made in Japan. Nothing but the finest. Some nice painted F-holes on here, so do with that information what you will. Sounds really great. It's got a Ibanez low TRS trim system and your typical Floyd Rose locking trim. It's definitely not mint. It's got plenty of wear and all kinds of other stuff, but plays really great, super fast and thin neck. And if you're into shreddy guitars, this will probably check a lot of boxes for you. As always, thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much, as always, for taking the time to watch the video. Let me know down below which guitar was your favorite from this one. There's a lot of cool pieces, so I'm interested to see what everyone's into. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, all the other stuff, everything all the other YouTubers ask you to do. It really does help. We will see you guys next week, and we hope you had a great holiday season. Bye.